Yeah, so very good evening to all. So hope it is audible. If audible, can you give a quick good evening in the chat? Is it audible? Good. I can see some response. That's great. If fine. Yeah, okay, fine, super. So I can see some plenty of response in the chat. So that's audible. Okay, fine. And I can see some members nearly 14 to 15 plus. But actually, like registration, I think so people are registered more than 25. So I think so they'll be joining. So we cannot wait because as we know very clearly, it's like a batch 8. Always used to follow the punctuality. So 6:45 is going to be starting time. So sharply by 6:45 we'll start, and ending time can be 8:15 or it can be more than 8:15. So it's up to the uh, content which we are traveling. So suddenly we cannot stop and wind up the session and continue the next class. So if it is a continuity, for example, you are learning something called as a recursion. So if I'm starting with a 50 to 60 percentage, by the ending of 60 or 70, I cannot end it. So at least I have to reach up to the 100% so that we will get a full clarity. Yeah, so it's like starting all the time, whether you join or not. Okay, recording will be given, and sharply by 6:45, no matter what, I'll be starting. Even if it is a count as zero, also no issue for me. So sharply by 6:45, I'll be starting, and ending time can be depend upon the content. Yeah, fine. So and welcome to the Inspire team. And always used to start with a small prayer. Okay, so I'll be calling Siddhant for just read about this lines. So Siddhant, is it audible? Can you unmute and can you put a word?
Put a word. Yes, audible. Second I start, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Dear God, I place my humble need before you. My need to meet my responsibilities in the world. My need to use my God-given talent and abilities. My need to fulfill my place here on earth. I pray for your guidance now to show me the way to the perfect opportunity to do what I I love to do and what I can do well and what will fulfill my needs mentally, spiritually, and financially. Help us to walk in faith as you show us the way. I am praying for everyone in the universe. Let them be safe, happy, peaceful, and healthy. Thank you, God.
So thank you,
So thank
Siddhant.
you, Dan.
Okay, fine. So it's time to start the session. And before starting, I'll tell you a few things which you have to follow in my session. So throughout the session, you should follow as it is. So first point number one, like if you know coding or if you are zero in the coding or if you know something about the coding language, it exactly works with our session. So if you are knowing something recently, if you are learned and if you are good in the Python or good in the any programming language, it will be very easy to learn in our course. And if you are new to the Python programming language, I know other programming language, but I don't know about the Python. If that is the case, also this course will lead you to the good knowledge. And you are zero in the coding. I never seen any coding style in my life. It's like a first time I'm jumping into the field of coding. If that is the case, also I'll make you from scratch level try to teach you so that you can understand the concept as well as the syntax, as well as the coding. So this session will take nearly 10 days will be there. Like exactly we have 15 hours of a session is given for us. In this 15 hours, you will be completing FOP, fundamental of programming used to tell. So thoroughly from the scratch level, what is variable, what is data type, what is looping, what is conditional, what is string, etc., up to the final topic, up to the recursion, and we'll be solving the placement questions. Those who are working as a college students or university students like UG or PG category if you're working as a final year, so that you can go for the placement so that you can solve some questions lively in the interviews. So in that style of coding I'll be taking, and live implementation will be there. And the most important thing, within 1 or 2 days, you'll not get a clarity what is happening in the session if you are beginner. And if you are zeroth level, no issue in it. In the first 2 days, you'll not be getting anything. But the first and second day will make you the basement. Okay? So what are the things we are learning? First point is nothing but you have to make a notes. Yeah. So note in sense, don't want to write everything. At least what are things we are learning today. For example, today we are learning what is data type and how the data type is working. So based on that, you can take out notes and you can have that notes in your hand so that you can prepare very well. Yeah. And point number two, go with the implementation. Requesting you to go with the implementations. So today, if you're learning some individual topic, based on the topic, I'll give you some assignment questions daily basis, or I'll try to post you some MCQ or a coding question. What I might be there, I'll try to put out example. I'll give you some question you can solve, and you can post your answer in the our forums group WhatsApp group. So now, most important thing, once you're done with the point number two, and most important thing, point number three is nothing but whenever you have a doubt, you can hopefully you can text in the WhatsApp or you can ping me personally. Okay. Whenever I'll be free. So because from the morning we are running out of different batch. So whenever I'll be able to avail your text, sure I'll try to reply to you. So based on that, we will be getting a clarity. And in this session also, if you have any doubt, you can unmute and you can put your words. No issue on it. So and point number four, requesting you to go with a live session. Yeah, so you might have exceptional case. Suppose today you're not able to join the session due to some reason. It's like a valid, and if it is emergency, fine. We'll give you the recording also. You can go with recording. But if you're going with the live session, so that you will be having that attention. So in that 1 hour 30 minutes, you can spend easily and you can learn, etc. etc. Yep. And point number four will be starting with the Jupyter Notebook, how to install Jupyter Notebook and how to go with the command prompt. Anaconda command prompt. I have shared you the document in the WhatsApp group. Just go with that and try to have that procedure. Try to follow it. And if it is really working, super. If it is not working, or suppose if you're getting any errors, from the morning I got nearly 3 to 4 response like I'm able to install and it's not running because of some what is that mistake. And so everything is going to be a case sensitive because programming language is going to be case sensitive. Even if it is uppercase, lowercase, it matters according to the interpreter or a compiler. Yep. So now, most important thing, if you're getting any doubts while installing the Jupyter Notebook or if while installing Anaconda prompt, okay, if you're getting any bugs, let me know and I'll be trying to sort you when you're going with the text. And now, if you're installed, it's super to start the session. And if you're not installed, take one more day. So today, even if you can take a one more day, by coming for the tomorrow session, try to please make it as possible. Okay, it should be installed in your laptop so that we'll go with the live implementation. Even when I'm getting some questions or when I'm giving some question or posting some questions, you can use same thing. Yeah. So first of all, so before moving on to the content, okay, so before moving on to the what is Python and what is the introduction to the Python, etc., etc. So I'll tell you what is the usage of Anaconda prompt and how to use Jupyter Notebook, how to save the file, how to make it as a title, how to save, and how to share these kind of things. Many things are there. I'll tell you that just like a 3 to 4 minutes of a discussion, not more than that. If it is done, then it will be easy to usage. It will be there. And most importantly, please try to join before 6:45. Yeah, I'll be joining 6:40 itself. If you're joining by 6:40 or 6:42, 6:43, it's up to you. First 5 minutes I'll give you as a backup. So 6:45 I'll start the session. After that, if you're trying to join, again I cannot change my screen. So shifting is not possible. I have joined with my mobile as well as laptop also. So individual time I have to stop sharing the screen, then I have to see that, admitting them. So this going to be, it will be a somewhat difficult daily part. So that please try to join 6:45. Max you can keep 6:47, not more than that. Exceptional case 2 minutes, not more than that. So try to have that so that because even now people are joining so that I cannot shift all the time. Yep. Okay. So how to use? So first, hope you have installed it. So once you have installed, once again, totally 28 people. Okay, fine. We'll start the session. So first we have to go with the Anaconda prompt. So just I'll type as ANA Anaconda. So this is going to be the command prompt used to tell. Okay. So now where you have installed your Jupyter notebook. So it should be in some local disk. Either it can be in a C, or it can be in a D, or it can be in your any folder what you are going with a local disk. So I have installed in the D. I'll give as a D. D, and you have to give a colon. D colon. Just understand the command what I'm doing. It's like a recording session. No, you'll be getting by the end of the day or by the tomorrow morning you'll be receiving your recordings. So you can see that, or try to go with a lively so that it will be easily can accessible. So D colon, because I have installed my Jupyter notebook Anaconda prompt in the local disk D, so that I'm giving as a D. If you're installed in C, it's up to you. You can give as C. So screen is not visible. Okay, fine. I'll try to check one more time. Yes, yes, fine, fine. Is that working now? Can you see the screen? Okay, fine, that's great. Okay, thanks for your update, Stan. Thank you so much. So first, go for the search. Okay, just type. I'll repeat one more time. So type Anaconda prompt. So you'll be getting suggestion like this. So you can work on with the Anaconda prompt is there. So it's like not only you have to work only with a Jupyter notebook. You have a PyCharm is there. You have Google Colab is there, etc. is there. So but we are preferring Jupyter notebook. If you're comfortable with a PyCharm or if you're comfortable with a Google Colab, it's up to you. Yeah. So this is going to be the command. Okay, so you can see here it is already my base address. It will be there. See username, and this is going to be my username I have given. So now I have installed my Jupyter notebook in the local disk D. So I'll give as a capital D with a colon. So hope it is visible, and just give as a enter. It will take direct to you to the D folder. So hope in the CD, hope you like I heard something like a CD space. What is that path you'll be giving? So normally when you're going with the command prompt, you'll be giving like CD space. So that CD is nothing but direct to your local drive. Same thing here. Just will type as a D, which I have installed. From that D, what should I take? I should take a Jupyter notebook. Just I'll type as Jupyter space notebook. Understand, don't do any spelling mistake over here, because if you're making any spelling mistake, and I'll show you that what happens when I'm giving spelling mistake. So Jupyter notebook, suppose I'm giving as in place of Jupyter space notebook, I'm giving as Jupyter space notebooks. BOOKES I'm giving. So it will, I'll try to give enter. Now even now people are joining. Saravanan. Okay, fine. So you can see here, command whatever you pass, it is not found. In my local list D, I don't have any folder or a command which is called as a Jupyter space notebooks. We don't have. Really, what is that application name? It's going to be a Jupyter space notebook. That's it. Not more than that. So you have to type it very clearly. Don't do any spelling mistake over here. Jupyter space notebook. That's it. So just once you have typed, click on enter button. So it will direct to your Jupyter notebook. So new browser will be open automatically. Okay, this is my local list D. So those are not muted. Please requesting you to mute until if you have any doubt, let me know. If not, please mute yourself because it is a recording session. Any other doubt? No doubt, right? Fine. So now this is going to be a local list D. In my local list D, we have many things, etc. there. Okay, so leave that part. Okay. So now what I need. So I have nearly many IPYMB file. So etc. there. So leave that file. So once this is open, hope you can see here it's something called as a new. In this corner, can you see there is a new? So click on a new. You can see that Python version 3. Click on version 3. It will direct to your new Jupyter notebook. Okay, so just nothing simple. First, you have to give localhost D and type Jupyter notebook, enter. It will direct to this localhost D. Okay, so you can see all your folders. What are the folders you kept here? So everything you can see here one by one. From that, you can fetch to the which new file you needed. If you open already, suppose you can see here, just I'm giving something called as a which I run with a batch 7. I don't know whether it is batch 7 is there or not. I think it's not. It's just I'll open any other thing. Suppose I'm opening like Just I'll go over the data visualization. It's like advanced topic in the Python. Just I'll open because already I've created, so I'm dealing with the data science and machine learning part. So I'll try to go with that, these kind of things. Everything is based on the Python. You can load the image. So everything is based on the advanced topic. As of now, it's not there in our course, but in the level 2, this is going to be level 1. In the level 2, we'll be learning something called as advanced level. So this is how the folder will work. So from the local list D, you can fetch anything. So I have given untitled. So just this is going to be Jupyter Notebook. It is open. Here you can see that untitled 2 is there. Please try to title yourself. Suppose I'm giving as a badge 8. Badge 8. Python I'll give. Yeah, so folder has been changed. My file name has been rechanged to the like badge 8 underscore Python. So here individual thing is going to be called as a cell. Here only you'll be typing your source code. That is nothing but your coding. And shortcut keys are there. So in place of keep on using this run, so shortcut keys are there. I'll tell you about the shortcut keys and how to use the Jupyter Notebook also. We'll discuss about it. Clear? Now, so up to here, do you have any doubt? Up to here, can you post anything? If you have any doubt, let me know. If not, you can post no doubts or just clear. Okay, so clear, no doubts. How to access the Jupyter Notebook? So by using Anaconda prompt, which I have showed you already. So by using Anaconda prompt, which I showed here, so from here you can access your Jupyter Notebook. You have to direct which folder, and there is local disk. Okay, from the local disk, which folder, from that, what you have to do, you have to type as Jupyter Notebook, which I showed you already. And if you're closing this Anaconda prompt, this black screen is there, right? This is called as Anaconda prompt. If you're closing this, automatically this will not work. This batch 8 or a data visualization using Panda C1, nothing will be work because this is going to be the, we can tell as a compiler. In the C or a Java, C++, other language, we have something called as a compiler. Yeah, in the Python, it's not a compiler, it's going to be interpreter. So I'll tell you the difference between what is compiler and interpreter when you jump into the session. So I think so up to here, everyone cleared. I think so not have a doubt. Fine. Now what is next step? Next is nothing but the usage. That's it. Okay. So here you will be typing a code. I'll type like a 1 plus 2. What is 1 plus 2? It's going to be a 3. Just I'll get an output called as 3. So this IN is called as input. What are the things you want to type? You'll be typing in the in cell. And out is nothing but will be given by the interpreter. So output. So input you'll be giving. Input is nothing but you'll be typing your coding. And for that coding, we should run and we should get the output that is going to be the OUT. Now, so what else is there? So by default, automatically it will be saved. Okay, or for the safer side, if you want to give also, here we have a symbol called as a save. You can give, or you can use shortcut key, which everyone knows it. So control plus yes, you can use so that it will be saved automatically. Okay. Now, so what about this plus? Plus is nothing but adding the cell. So you have only 2 cells. After the second cell, or I'll try to type the title Python batch 8. I'll type like this. I should make it as a title here. There's nothing but a coding. Can you see this code here? Yeah, it's a coding. It will take as a coding. When I'm trying to run this, you'll be getting a bugs. Yeah, but to overcome that, I'll make it as a title. So I'll make it as a heading. So here we have option called as a heading. I'll try to give as a heading. Click on OK. Just run it. So if you're running, this will become like a title. Yeah, so we have a 4 options. Totally we have a coding. Coding is nothing but your source code, and markdown is nothing but, suppose you have a title, you're learning some title or a topic called as a string. Okay. Under the string, this is going to be the heading. I can keep this as a title. For example, I'll tell you later on, I'll try to remove this title. So string, under the string, suppose you're learning first point. String is called as a immutable. Suppose you're learning like this. So some few your important points, you can make it as a markdown. I'll put as a raw data, or you can tell as a markdown. So just I'll put as here, you can see that it will become like a point. So my title, I'll be giving some sub points. Yeah. And what about this third option, ra nb convert? This is nothing but if you want to post more than 1 point, like here just we have posted only 1 point, like this you have to post 10 points, then I can go with the raw data. It's like a bigger data. These both options related as a same. And just going to be heading which we are discussed, title. Yeah, this is about the four options we can use in the Jupyter notebook. So in if you go with the Google Colab, and if you go with the PyCharm, we have this option, but in the Google Colab we don't have this. But recommended Jupyter notebook. Yeah, and it will be easy to share. It won't take more than 1 MB. Always, even if you are working with 100 page or 1,000 page, it has a size as KB size. Keep on RAM will be usage will be there because you're running with the interpreter. So, but usage of memory will be very less. So, which I'll show you that how many MBs will take. So, I have used something like a NumPy Deep and NPTL and MySQL, etc. is there. Okay, you can see all the things is like nearly you can see your KB size. MB is nothing but somewhat advanced, which I use like a advanced topics like pandas, NumPy, matplotlib, data visualization, PyTorch. These kind of things will be taking up more MB. But other than that, everything will be like a KB size. Hope you can see that. Yeah. Now, what is the next option? This nothing but plus is nothing but to add the cell. So this plus indicates for to add the cell. How many cell if you want to add, I can add my cells. So you can see that everything I have added. Yeah. And next option does nothing but hope we know it is going to be cutting your cells. I don't want, I have to remove my cells. I'll try to remove all my cells. I don't want the string also, I'll remove it. Now you have to add the cell, then I'll press as plus. Yeah. Next is about the saving, etc. And this arrow mark is nothing but shifting from one cell to another cell. Suppose you are in the this particular cell, you have to move your cursor to the up. So I'll move the up cursor. Hope you can see that shifting. In place of selecting directly, you can move like this. So bottom, up, etc. Will not be using, but they are given so that we'll be using. And here 1 plus 2 will give answer as 3, which I showed you already. But all the time we want to use this run, not needed. Shortcut key is there, nothing but shift plus enter. Just a minute, due to some internet loading. Guys, can you give a minute? So not even minute, just give me a 10 to 20 seconds. I'll try to connect with my LAN. I'm using Wi-Fi. I'll try to connect with my LAN. Just give me a 10 second of a time. I'll stop sharing my screen. Just give me a time. So is it working? Yep, it is working. So I'll share my screen once again. Yep, hope it is visible. So just I'll compile this code. I'll do one thing. I'll try to off my cam so that internet access will be easily off. Okay, fine. So this is about the output for the shortcut key. We can use like a shift plus enter. Suppose I'll try to go with the print statement. Print, I'll put as welcome. I'll put as welcome. Why still it is loading? Give me a minute. Okay, the reason is Okay, so it is sorted. So it is working perfectly now because I have logged in with different ID. No problem. Yeah. So now suppose I'm giving as 1 plus 2. We can see here it's going to be 3. So individual time, suppose I will give us a print statement. Welcome to the session. Suppose I'm giving like this, I have to print the output screen. So individual time, you have to don't want to use this run command. So if you're using run, it will compile, it'll give you the output. Other than that, we have a shortcut key like a shift plus enter. So shift plus enter will give you the output. Suppose 5 minus 10 minus 5, right? So shift plus enter, so I'll be getting minus 5. Okay. There's nothing but to stop the interpreter. So you can see that command is going there, kernel. And there's nothing but to restart your kernel. So few times if you are getting facing any network issue, suddenly when you're trying to compile this your code, it won't compile. In place of giving the output, it won't give you anything. So it will direct to the next page, or it'll go with the next cell. So during that time, you don't want to think it's like a not working. So just go here, just click on restart. Okay. So you'll be getting kernel will be restarted. Then aram side, no issue. The coding will be worked completely fine. So this kind of scenario, when you're going with some advanced topic, it will happen. But one or two times it happen in the normal topics also. When it come into the action, I'll try to show you lively so that you will understand what happens. Yeah. So that's about the introduction. So now we'll start the session. Ah, so we understood how to use Jupyter Notebook and how to work on with that. We have understood. Now the next is nothing but Python. We'll jump into the Python. So before moving to the Python programming language, those who know idea about, like I have some idea about coding languages. So if yes, can you post what kind of language you know, like a C or a Java you are knowing, or if you have any experience with previous like a language, let me know. Or you can post that suppose you are learning first time for the Python. Even that you can mention this chat so that based on your response, I'll take to the next level. So if you are knowing HTML and CSS, okay, you're comfortable with the C, good. Python for the first time, fine. Post your answers, make it fast, be interactive. C++, that's nice. And niche, keep it up. Python for the first time, first time, first time, first time, first time. Okay, maximum people are telling it's going to be the first time. No issue on it. Okay, C. And okay, maximum people are telling okay, first time. Okay, no issue. If it is a first time, or if you have good experience with other programming language, what might be there. So I'll start with a scratch level. So what is the basic need of keys? I'll start from there. For sure, in the fifth day, you can feel that yes, I'm able to understand what is Python programming language. In the eighth, ninth, and 10th day, you can feel that yes, you learn Python programming language. Not fully. Even now, I'll try to put a word 100%. It's not possible to complete within a 10 days. To be frank, not possible to complete. I'll try to put you to the 70 to 80% of content. Yeah. Remaining 20% you should take care about the advanced coding language. Yeah. So 70% of FOP 100% I'll teach you. Fundamental of programming, I'll make you full basement as strong. And if you want to continue with the programming language as a Python in the advanced, like what I said, data visualization or pandas, numpy, etc., then we have to fetch to the next level 2. Yeah, fine. Now, so we'll start this session. Now, introduction to Python programming language. So, do you feel really Python programming language is easy to learn or difficult to learn? Those who are telling yes, it is easy. Can you post easy? Those who are telling it is difficult. Can you post at least D or a C? C means it's like a easy for us. Okay, so relative we can tell as a easy. Okay, easy. Good, good. Keep it up. Easy, easy, and easy. Okay. So we can tell it's easy only. To be frank, we cannot tell very easy. If easy to understand, it's going to be a very short time taken to complete the programming language. So that is why easy to understand. We'll see what are the need of Python programming language. So who's introduced in which year, etc., etc. Just like a today alone will be like a theoretical, and maximum will go with a comparison of C and Python today itself. So then from the second day you'll go with a topic wise. And now history of Python programming language. So Python is a fairly old programming language which we know already. It's like a old programming language. But right now in this generation, it is booming like anything. Past 10 years, I can tell, 10 to 12 years, right? Current generation, it is working or it's like a booming like anything. Everywhere Python, machine learning Python, data science Python, artificial intelligence Python. So this is going to be the backup support for that. And it's like a one more language which is going to be giving a competition for the Python, that is R language. So two language is needed for advanced. Like if you do some PhD work related to the research work, for sure, hope you are traveling with a like algorithms, many algorithms. So based on that algorithm, implementation will be like Python or R language. Yeah. Now, so it was created by Gudvo van Rossum in the year late as 1980s. So was begun in the year 1980 and it was released in Feb 1991. This is going to be the first release. In 1991 only, it has been launched as a first release. Then second, third, and updated one by one. So version 2. Hope you know that very clearly. Python has a two version. Python 2 is there and Python 3 is there. So Python 2 and Python 3, it's completely differs like anything. Yeah. Python 3, which makes comfortable. Python 2, we cannot go with advanced one. So like a lot of changes are there. Yep. So it was released in the year 1991, Feb month. Yeah. And what are the futures? Like if you take a Python programming language, why you want to study Python? And what is the use? Where I'll be applying as a real-time example or real-time application. Yeah. Now, point number one, easy to learn. Why it is easy to learn, which you said as before starting, you only said Python programming language is easy to learn. Why it is easy? Because it's like a simple to understand. It don't take lot of time to understand the concept or lot of time to go with the syntax. It's like one time you will be learning or second time you will be trying to revise, third time it will get into your brain. So that is why it is easy to learn. So Python has a few keywords like even a simple structure and clearly defined syntax. If you want to go with the queries, yes, easily we can define it. So this allows the students to pick up the language very quickly. That's the first features we can tell in the Python that is easy to learn. Next, easy to read. Read in the sense nothing but when you are going with implementation. Suppose I'm writing 10 lines of a coding or a 20 lines or a 30 lines or more than that. Yeah, fine. Is it audible now? Okay, okay, cool. Sorry for it. Okay, so how many points we have discussed? So is it done with the third point? Easy to maintain. Okay, just I'll tell you the just recap. So easy to learn, we know very clearly. So because everything is like a simple structure, and the definition of the syntax also will be easy in the Python. So easy to read, so that when you're going with a source code like a 10 lines or a 20 lines or more than that. So while seeing the coding, you can easily understand what does the step belongs to. So whether you're getting that input from the user, or you're calling the function, or you're using a looping statement. So it's like a easy to read and maintain it. So maintain in the sense, so if you have a large input or like a source code you have, so like a 1,000 line of code are there, or 500 plus of lines are there, it will be easy to maintain because KB size, everything is going to be, if it is advanced level MB, but not more than that. So everything will be easily maintained because you have a title, and you have a subtopic, and you have a coding. So there's everything we have option. So that is going to be easy to maintain also. Next, most important thing, hope you learned something called as a standard libraries. Just now I was telling about the libraries part. So hash include std io.h. So we are going with the standard input output dot h in the C programming language. Like that, in the Python programming language, we have a standard libraries. So if you want to work on with a library like a pandas library, or a matplotlib, or a numpy, we have to import. So import pandas as pd. So we have to import like this. So this kind of libraries file also we have in the Python. So that library will make you very comfortable. Suppose you are using a math function. So suppose you have to perform like a power of a number. So we have two numbers. A value I'm giving as a 10, and B I'm giving as a 2. So you have to take a power B, A power B. You have to perform this. So if you want to perform this, we have a function called as a POW. So POW I'll give as a comma B. So A comma B means it will take a power of these two numbers, 10 power 2. For this, we have to import in the C I'm telling. Okay, we have to import like a math dot h header file. So we'll be using hash include math dot h. So this comes under this, nothing but a library. We can tell as a standard libraries. Same thing for the Python we can use in the Unix, Windows, etc. etc. So that makes very portable and across your platform. What are the like libraries functions are there, or features are there, everything will be added. It's not only one library. You'll be having like a bulk counts will be there. So inside the like a math, we don't have only POW function. We have n number of functions. Even if you want to go with a sine theta, you can go. If you want to go with a cos theta, we have a cos. So like this, we have n number of functions. This everything comes under the math.h we used to tell. Like this, we'll be learning standard libraries. Now, next feature is nothing but DMA. This is the most important thing, DMA. So dynamic memory allocation. So this is nothing but advantage in the Python. Nothing but in Python programming language, we don't want to specify any data type of that particular variable. So what does that mean? Nothing but example will tell you in the C programming language, will tell as int a equal to 10 semicolon. Same thing in the C++ and Java also. Now, int is nothing but a data type. A is nothing but a variable. 10 is nothing but a value which is assigned to this variable A. And this A belongs to which data type? Integer data type. So individual time, whenever you are defining some variable, for sure you have to give a data type. If you're not giving data type, then it won't accept. Program will show the bugs. Error will be thrown in other programming language. But in the Python programming language, if you're not giving this data type also, int is nothing but integer data type. Int stands for integer data type. Same thing, for example, you have to go with a b value as 17.55. So 17.55, can we tell it is an integer data type? No, because it's not an integer value. It is a float value, decimal value. So we have to give as a float data type. So float variable name equal to 17.55 or a 55 semicolon. This is how it works in the other programming language. But in the advantage in the Python, nothing but we have a DMA concept which we don't want to specify data type. If you really need, you can use it. If not, you don't want to use it. Okay. Example, I'll go with the implementation. Just you can see here, I'll give as variable a equal to 10. So I'll zoom the screen. So a equal to 10 or a equal to 100 I'm giving. So what is this? 100 is the value, and that too is going to be integer value. I have to print that variable a. So if you want to print by using Python programming language, we can use a function called as print. That's it. In the other programming language, we have, suppose if you take a C, we have printf. Printf. So printf, you have to give like a percentile d. D is nothing but integer data type, or a f, or a etc etc. You have to give. And if you go with a C++, will give as a cout. So we'll give as a cout. And if it is a Java, we'll be using SOP. So system.out.println. So this everything changes according to the language. Yeah. So these are the changes. So now if you go with a equal to 10, and I have to use which, I have to use a Python. So for Python, just we can give as a print function. print. Print, it is a function name. When you have anything with this bracket, this comes under the function. Yeah. So leave this part. So print, what should I print? I have to print a variable a, just pass as an argument. So now I'll be getting output as 100. Suppose if you want to give b value as 17 or a 19.99 I'm giving, and I have to print a variable b. Did I give anything like a float or a integer data type? No. Even though I'm able to get the answer. Even though we are able to get the answer. Suppose if you take an online compiler, I'll use C programming language. So you can see the difference between how the DMA is working. So I think we'll let it load. So this is how it works. Same thing for the, suppose I'm giving a character. So I'll give as a C, or I'll give as a Z, and I have to print and get the output as Z. Suppose they're giving as a Z, I get as Z. So, and if you, it's like a string, and most important thing, don't confuse a single quote means it is a like a character, double quotation is going to be a string, right? That is in the other programming language. Yeah. So in the Python programming language, even if you have double quotation or a single quotation, both are same. We'll be getting the output because we don't have any data type called as a character in Python. So if you take here, just I'll give like int a equal to same input I'm giving as 100, and I have to print my variable a, semicolon. Just will compile this. Just a minute. Just will compile this. We'll run the code. You can see the output as 100. Suppose you are changing to the 500, no issue. I'll be getting as 500. Yeah, you can see the output here. It is 500. Now the problem is what we gave in our Python. We have not mentioned this integer data type int. Now same thing by using C language. And sir, how did you tell it is a C language? Here I have selected the language. You can see here it is a C language. I have selected here it is a C programming language, and I have not given any data type. Okay, just I'm giving as a equal to 500 print a. Now, do you think really you will be getting output as 500? No. Now you will be getting a box. You can see here error. What is it error? Undeclared. What you have not declared? You have not declared any identifier. Identifier is nothing but which data type. Either it is going to be integer or a float or double. You have not mentioned. So how I can take this variable belongs to which data type? We are not able to predict. Okay. This kind of things we are overcoming in Python. So here also I gave just a equal to 100, b equal to 19.99, c equal to z. We are able to get the output without mentioning any data type. We are able to get the output. That is what the DMA concept. That's what this features we have in the Python. When we assign some value to that particular variable, it automatically allocates the memory to that particular variable during the runtime. We have a compile time and runtime. So during runtime only we are giving this process. Okay. Suppose we are assigning the value 15 to the variable x. It's just 15 to the variable x. We don't want to write something called as int x is equal to 15, which we have mentioned already. So x equal to 15. We don't want to write like this. Just you can write like x equal to 15. Sufficient. Don't want to use this, just we can use this. That is what the DMA view of to tell. This is going to be just an intro. It's not an in-depth. It's like an intro to about what is dynamic memory allocation. That's it. Dynamic memory allocation means according to your line or according to your usage, memory will be allocated automatically. That is what here I mentioned. It automatically allocate. You don't want to allocate any memory. Automatically, interpreter will do that process. Yeah. Now, application. So where we have to use Python programming language? Which kind of applications? One is nothing but web application. 100% it right now it is working in the applications, web applications. And same thing, if you are learning something called as a research areas, already I said you, if you want to do like if you're doing pursuing PhD or if you are writing some thesis works, etc., Python will help you to develop some numeric as well as the scientific computing part and creating the software prototypes. So if you want to have some rules and regulation about the software usage, and you can use Python to create our own software prototypes. And good language to teach programming, either you know or don't know. If you started to learn, you'll feel to teach to others. That is what the advantage in the application wise. Yeah. So these are the many applications are there. Okay, just we have discussed only 4. Doesn't mean that only 4 we have. We have plenty and plenty. Okay, web application, and if you want to go with the creating some sort of software prototypes, and same thing for the developing the websites. You can use updating, okay? And even if you want to go with the templates, very easy to go with the Python. Okay. So hope you heard something called as a Flask, a Django, even like we can tell as a MongoDB or a MySQL, etc. are there. So this everything is going to be a front end, same thing back end. We can use our Python programming language. Now we'll go with the first topic in the Python programming language, that is data types. How many data types we have? So first is nothing but in Python programming language, we have a few data types, not more than that, just like a 4 to 5 we have. We'll discuss what are the data types we have it. So first data type is going to be the numbers. Second is going to be strings. And we have list. And we have dictionary. So these are the 5 data types we have. So what is this number? We'll discuss one by one. What is number? We'll go into this topic and we'll learn complete and we'll come back to the topic. Again, we'll go with the next topic, string. We'll learn in depth, we'll come back. Then we'll start with a list, then dictionary, then tuple. So these are the basic topics we have in the FOP. Other than this, we have a function and recursion and set. So these are the things that are there. These are the topics, subtopics, or main topic we can tell, that is string, list, dictionary, set, tuple, function, recursion. Everything are there, we'll discuss. Yeah. Now, first we'll discuss about the numeric data type. What is numeric? Nothing like number we can tell. That number can be in a integer or a float, etc. can be defined. So now, this number will have integer data type. It can have float data type. It can have complex. Complex nothing but hope you learned what is imaginary and what is real numbers. That's what the complex here. Okay. Last is nothing but long. So in the version 3, we are not using long. Just we can know comes under the numeric part. So we can know what is long. Long is nothing but suppose my integer a is equal to I'm giving as 5 digit of a number or a 6 digit of a number or 7 digit of a number. Up to max I can accept 7 and 8 digit. Exactly 7 to 8 digit I can use. There's nothing but short views to tell. Short views to tell. Short int. And we have a long int is there. So if you go with the long int, if you have any digit more than 8, that is 9 digit you have, or a 10 digit or up to 16 digit, I can use this. And We don't want to worry about long, nothing but long value we can tell. So in the version 2, we are using this data type. But in the version 3, we are not using, because general normal int can hold n number of values. There is no restriction. I should use only 2 digit, or I should use only 7 digit, or a 15 digit of a number. Nothing is like that. Even if you use a 50 digit or a 100 digit also, this int will accept. In version 3, I am telling. Yeah, and float value. Float is nothing but just we have seen that float. And complex. Complex nothing but real value plus imaginary value will be there. So this comes under the complex. So individual example we'll discuss. Yeah, just note it out. Numeric means four things are there in that four thing. Long you don't want to worry. Remaining three we have to focus. Integer, float, and complex. That's it. So integer. First we'll jump into the int. So what is int? It is an integer value. So it holds assigned integer of non-limited length. Here itself I mentioned very clearly it is going to be a non-limited. Why it is non-limited? So because it can have n number of digits. It holds the integer value. Yeah. Now this is about integer. So example, just now we have discussed some example. What is that example? I can tell as a equal to 100. This is an example for int. Yeah. Now, next is nothing but float. What is float? Decimal values. Suppose in other programming language we have, or I can tell only about C. Okay, just don't want to confuse with other programming language. Just will try to compare only C and Python. Or if you're comfortable with the C++, also it's up to you. Java also is up to you. Now, there float we have data type as a float, and we have a double is there. Float and double. In the C programming language, we have integer, float, double, and character. Basic primitive data type is nothing but integer, character, float, and double. These are the basic primitive data type in the C language. Integer is nothing which we have discussed. Same thing. Character we don't have in the Python because we have only string. We don't have any data type called as a character. And float and double. So double we don't have in the Python. Then float. So what is the difference between float and double? So difference is nothing but both is going to be decimal values only. But what is the huge difference here? Nothing but a equal to 15.151515 I'm giving. So float is nothing. This can consider as a float. Even this can consider as a double also. Reason nothing but float is nothing but after this decimal point. Hope you can see this point. After this decimal point, it can accept only 6 to 7 digits. Exactly we can tell 6. If it is 7, it will try to round off. That's it. And suppose after this, like if we have 151515, totally we have a 6 digit. Then this can come under the float. And suppose we have one more 15, one more 15, one more 15. So totally after this we have given 12 digit, right? Up to here 6 digit, up to here one more 6 digit. Can we tell it is going to be a float data type? No, because my limitation of float is nothing but only 6 digit. If you are giving more than 6 digit, if you have exactly 7, I'll try to do a round off. I'll figure out with a 6 digit. If you have 8 digit, I cannot make it as 7 digit. I cannot make it as less than that. Yeah. So it's going to be a crossing my limit. Then for sure, this comes under the double data type. This is the difference between float and double. Up to 6 digit or up to 7 digit, I can tell is going to be float data type. And if it is crossing more than 7 digit, yeah, up to 15 digit, up to exactly 15. After decimal point, if you have up to 15, again we have 141515 I'm giving. So 666, totally we have 18 digit. Can I tell this 18 digit comes under the float? No. This comes under the long double. We have one more data type called as a long double. So this much you have to study in other programming language. But in the Python, this everything will be taken care only by one data that is float. If you're giving 2 digit, if you're giving 6 digit, if you're giving 15 digit, or if you're giving 30 or 100 digit also, there is no restriction for us. So you can see here, it holds floating precision number and it accepts up to 15. No issue, if you're giving more than 15 also, I can do it. Yeah. So this is how the float will work. So for this, we don't want to learn something called as different data types. There's an advantage. In place of learning 5 you will be completing all 5 with help of 2 steps in Python. That is the advantage here. Now, next is nothing but complex. What is complex? So you will be holding a real and imaginary. So it holds complex number. Either in the mathematics of you learn imaginary with the symbol I, 5I, okay, 10I. So I stands for IMG. Oh, sorry, IM. So this I stands for the imaginary we used to tell in mathematics. Yeah, but in the programming language, we don't want to define I. In place of I, it has been changed to J. Either you can use a small g or you can use a capital G. I'll tell you some example for the complex also. No issue on it. Just note it out. In place of having the imaginary values, that is I. Imaginary value means I only, right? So that is about the mathematics. Clearly, I'm telling in the mathematics, they'll be using a complex as imaginary as I. But in the Python, we'll be using J. Now, so what is the example? So example is nothing, we'll be having real value and imaginary value. So just I'll go with implementation. X plus y c. So this is going to be the syntax we can tell for the imaginary. So now, what is the example? Can I give some example? For the integer, we have given, like we have seen the example. For the float, we have seen the example. Complex, we'll discuss. Nothing but we have a method or we have a library function which is called as a import cmath. So cmath is nothing but I said you about the not of height. So not muted, so choosing you to mute. So that is about the importing. So cmath is nothing but every math function you will be having from. Suppose what is my x value? Suppose I'm giving my x value as this going to my format x plus yp. So what is my x value? Suppose I'm giving as a 10. It is an integer value, right? Y. I'm giving as 90. And I'll give as z is equal to my method is going to be complex of x comma j. Now just I'll try to print z. Let me see here. 10 plus 90j. Automatically this j has been generated. This j indicates for what? Imaginary. That's all. Because so this complex is a method, the inbuilt method. This will try to calculate this x and y and will give you a complex number. Your complex number. This is how it works. You can define like this. Yeah. So that's about the example. We'll see discuss with the example of coding. We'll discuss about the topic. So going to be the just idea I have given you. So that J. What is mean of that J I have given you. Next is nothing but long. Long we don't have, but no issue. So but we have to know something called as a long. Long is nothing but if you have integer value more than 15 digit or a 20 digit, you have to use a long int. But in the Python version 3, we don't have, just you can use integer, sufficient. Now, how to check the data type? Next topic is nothing but how to check. So now you're telling a equal to. Yeah, a equal to 10, b equal to 10.55, something we are writing like this. So now, how we are telling it is going to be integer? Because of 10, you are telling integer? Yes, 100%. Because it is integer value, I'm telling as integer. How can you prove it? This belongs to this data value. How can you prove it? So for that, we have a function name called as a type. So I'll show you that with the example here. A equal, or I'll take z. That is equal to 200. Print z. I'll get output as 200. But this 200 is going to be integer data type. Everyone knows it is going to be integer data type. But how to prove it? Any idea how to prove it? Very simple. Nothing but we have something called as one function is there. Yeah. And those who know, I think so many MCA students have been joined, which we are discussing in this session. already. Can you tell how to check the data type? Can you post in the chat? Those are knowing already how to check the data type. MCA. By using type function, exactly. So by using type of which data type? My variable z. So now you can see here, I got a output call as integer. Class is nothing but, according to the Python programming language, everything is going to be object oriented. That is class, object, class, and objects. So we'll be going by default class, and this belongs to which data type? Integer data type. So int. So because that is going to be 200, it is a integer. Suppose I'm giving as y is equal to 200, not 200. I'll give us 22.345. Is it an integer? No. It's going to be a float. So I'll check with a type function. Type is nothing but it check for this variable belongs to which data type. Yep. So now type of which variable? Z. It is going to be a float. You can see here my answer is going to be float, or my output is going to be float. Yeah. Now same thing. I'll give as x is equal to, suppose I'm giving badge 8. This belongs to string. Yeah. So just I'll try to print type of my variable x. It's going to be a string. STR. So it is a string. Set of characters. So if you have a set of characters, that is called as a string. Okay, so badge 8. So this is how the language works. Hope it is very simple to understand. So now how to check the data type? By using a type function. Just note it out the slides what I'm showing you. So by using a type function, we can judge this variable belongs to which data type. Suppose we are using a complex. So I have implemented complex also, right? I'll show you that complex also. So here Z value is nothing but 10.90 J I'm telling. So already we know that if you have anything with a J, it's going to be a complex. Now suppose I have to check the data type. I'll type as type of Z. What is my type of Z? You can see here complex. You read the topic just now by using not muted, so you can mute. Thanks for muting yourself. Fine. So we can see here, so type is nothing but a complex here. So that's about the starting base topic, that is data type. Okay, so by using type we can do it, which shows the class of variable or a value belongs to which data type. Everything is going to be class and object. Just remember this. Next. So you can see here type of A, type of B. So what is type of A and type of B? So those who are new learners, can you post your answer in the chat? A equal to 100, B equal to 10.235 I have given. What should be the output of this? Post your answer in the chat. Good. A is going to be the integer size. B is going to be the float. Exactly. So now you can see the output here. Class integer and class float. That's it. So is that very difficult to learn, to remember? Nothing is there. It's just learning, revising, remembering all the time. That's all. So how to print a line? This is about the type function. Next is nothing but how to print a line. So by using print function, that's all, which we have discussed already. By using a print function, we'll be printing a line. So it is a function. I said you very clearly. So how you're telling function, or we can tell as method, inbuilt method or a function. So we have this symbol. This belongs to the function. If you have anything like, for example, A, this is a variable. A with, I'm giving this bracket, then this is going to be the function. A is a variable. Separately, I'm telling A, this function, like we are using this symbol, so it's going to be a function. Next, so if you want to print something, hello world, so we can print very easily by using a double quotation. So inside the double quotation, whatever you give inside the print statement, everything will be get printed. Suppose you are giving hi, which I showed you with a welcome message, right? So print hi, hi will be get printed. Print hello, hello will be get printed. So this everything will be used inside the print function. So I'll be getting output called as hello space world. I'll be giving as my output. So within the single quotation or double quotation, both will work completely because character data type we don't have in Python. So because other programming language we can learn like single quotation means character, double quotation means string. This is what the difference you'll be learning in the other programming language, even in the Java or C++ or C. Yeah, but here we don't have character data type. So either you give a single quotation or you either give a double quotation, both result will be like string. We'll go with the implementation so that you'll get a clarity. Suppose I'm giving a equal to, I'll give us in the single quotation I'm giving as h, equal to, in the double quotation I'm giving as hello. Okay, so now I'll try to print type of a, and I'll try to print type of b. Both is going to be string and string. You can see very clearly here, both is going to be string. Either you give with a single quotation or double quotation, both belongs to string. Why? Reason is nothing but we don't have char, character data type, in the Python programming language. Learn it very clearly. If you are spending 1 hour or a 2 hour, whatever might be there, learn very clearly so that it will be helpful for the advanced topic. So next is nothing but a. Now tell me the output of this. A equal to 10, print a. See the screen and tell the output. Okay, good. A 10 will be get printed. 10 will be get printed. Karthik. Good. That's nice. 10, 10, 10. So Bhaskar. Okay. But the change is nothing but it won't print 10. For sure, it won't print 10. Why? Because inside the function, that is print function, did I pass, what is the difference between print a and print a with double quotation? Do you feel this both are same? Both are completely different because this a is a variable. It refers to some variable. This a is a string. Whatever I said you very clearly, whatever you're giving inside the print string, if you're giving with a double quotation or single quotation, that is called as string. As it is will be printed in the output screen. So if you're giving as a, my output will be a only. It won't print 10. When can I print 10? Now can you tell the answer for this? I should get output as 10. When can I get 10? Anyone, can you unmute and can you put a word? Anyone?
We can give print a.
That's it. Very good, Anish. Just I'll go with the a equal to 10. Print a. I'll remove this quotation. That's it. I'll be getting output as 10. That's all. Okay. So inside the single quotation, double quotation, whatever you give, that is going to be the printing statement as it is. Now you can see here, just we are not given anything. I'll erase everything. You can see here, just we are passing only a. It is a variable. It refers to the variable, and that is going to be output is going to be 10. Yeah. Now next is nothing but you may have a doubt. Those who are starting Python as a first, sir, you're telling from the long time you're telling variable, variable, variable. What is variable? That is what the next topic. We'll discuss about variable. Just note it out. We are done with the data type. Okay? And if I'll give you exactly 1 minute of a time. Okay? Just we have discussed data type. If you have any doubt in the data type, let me know immediately. If no doubt, just post no doubt so that I'll carry with the next topic. Your time starts now. Okay, so no doubt, super, super. Hope you are getting that full clarity about the content that's needed. Okay, nice. Next, variable. So what is variable? Variable we can tell. So can I give some example variable? Nothing but variable is nothing but your name. Your name is a variable. Suppose you are joining the meeting. Now I should call. Suppose I have I'll call like Sindil Kumar. We have a candidate called as a Sindil Kumar. So I can see his name. That is going to be the variable. Without name, can I call the person? My name is Paramesh. If you're not knowing my name, you'll call as a sir. Something is there to call. You don't know what is it. So will you call some person? No. At least some respective word is there, sir, or a name, or something should be there to call the person or to call the candidate. Same thing. To store some value, to call that value, we have to use variable concept. Variable is nothing but example is going to be your name. Without your name, can you sustain? Not possible. Same thing. Language cannot sustain without a variable name. Same thing. So a equal to 5, I'll print that. A equal to 7.5, print A. A equal to Python, print A. So here we given as uppercase, please change it to the lowercase. By mistake I have given. It's not, because if you're giving uppercase, it will throw a error, because programming language is going to be case sensitive. So P should be in the lowercase. It's a function. Yeah. And so what should be the output? A's value is going to be 5. So here I'll be getting output as 5. Here I'll be getting as 7.5. Here I'll be getting as a Python. So that's about the variable. Yep. Now, in same variable, can I store this kind of things? In same variable, can I store this kind of things? No. Same variable. Suppose I'm giving as a equal to 5. Second time b equal to 7.5. Third time a equal to Python I'm giving. Always programming language will take a updated value. Recently, what is my a value? Python. I'll get only as a Python. But here I wrote separately. This is going to be separate cell. This is going to be separate cell. And this is going to be a separate cell. So that you'll be getting a 3 different output. 5, 7.5 and Python will be the output. Okay. Next is nothing but keywords. Python keywords. So what is keywords? Reserved word, which is already defined by the developers who created the language. So he has used some keywords. So that keyword is going to be case sensitive. Like int we are using. Int, it is integer. In place of int, can I tell capital int? Can I write like this? No. I should use int like this only. This is a procedure. And this is going to be the reserved keyword used to tell that no one can change. So keywords are reserved word in the Python, which is already defined. You can use it. We cannot change. If you're changing it, bugs will be thrown. In Python, keywords are case sensitive, which we know already. Case sensitive means if it is uppercase, you should use only uppercase. If it is lowercase, you should use only lowercase. If it is a camel case, you have to use only camel case. As you wish, as user wish, we cannot write anything. Variable is up to you. Variable name you're giving capital A, it's up to you. You're giving ABC, it's up to you. Anything you can positive because it's going to be variable. But keyword is different. Variable is different and keyword is going to be different. Next. Next is nothing but how many keywords we have in Python programming language. Any idea how many keywords we have? Those who know, you can post your answer. I think so few people are knowing. You can post your answer. Those who are not knowing, just wait for a moment, you can get. So then only 32 we have. Did I teach with 32? Sangram, good. 32, it's in the C programming language. No doubt. It is in a C. In the C programming language, we have 32. In Python, we have 33 keywords. Totally, we have a 33 keywords. So this is going to be the 33 keywords. Just take a screenshot for everyone. Totally, we have 33, 33 keywords in Python programming language. And out of 33 keywords, you can see here, first three, that is true, false, none, which start with the uppercase, F, N, and T. It is starting with uppercase. Remaining 30 keywords, everything is going to be lowercase, like and, as, assert, break, slash, continue, etc. etc. This everything is going to be lowercase. For example, here we have a false, true, and none is there. Suppose in place of true, you are giving small t, T-R-U-E, I'm giving, like I'm writing like this. This is going to be invalid. And here we have A and D. But in the coding, I'm using capital A and D. Invalid keyword. You'll be getting a bugs. Error will be thrown. So just understand, totally we have 33 keywords in the Python version 3. In the version 3.9, we have more than that, but we don't know touch because it's like a just boom, like not started to boom. It's like about to implement one by one. So don't worry about 3.9. As of now, we can learn like 33 keywords. 3.7th version up to 3.7. Now, so totally we have 33 keywords. Out of 33 keywords, which start with a 3.3 version, we'll be using 3.3. The number can vary slightly according to the version wise. Course of time, it will be varied. If you're learning 3.9, I'll be teaching 3.9th version also. Okay, based on that course, then it will be changed to the 36 keyword. But we don't want to worry about it. Just will, as we know very clearly, we are learning FOP. 33 is fine. If you're learning advanced level, then what is remaining, I'll teach you that. All the keyword except this true, false, and none, everything is going to be lowercase. They must be written as it is. No more changes because it is going to be case sensitive. No more changes should be happen. True, false, none, you should return like this. You have to write as it is. T, F, and N should be start with the uppercase, capital. Yeah. So we cannot use a keyword as a variable. Understand the rule. We cannot use variable name, function name, or any other identifiers. They are used to define the syntax or a structure in the programming language. What does 2 point mean for? Variable name you are using A equal to 10. Is a valid variable? Yes, variable name. It is a valid variable name. Now, can I use A and D as my variable name? No. Because in the 33 keyword, hope you have seen and is one of the keyword. I'll show one more time. You can see here and A and D is there. This and is going to be the keyword. Can I use like that? No. I'll show with a live implementation so that you will understand the errors. A equal to 100, completely fine. A and D. Can you see the color changes? A and D. A and D is like green color. That is nothing but a keyword. Equal to, even though we know it is a error, but we'll try to see what kind of error. Print A and D. I'll be meaning as A and D as a variable name. You can see here invalid syntax. Where we have a error, you can see here A and D. Here only we have a error. So what is that error? Because if you use keyword as a variable name, you will be getting an error called as syntax error. That is invalid syntax. Suppose if it is AN and I'm using, is there any problem with AN? No issue. I'll be getting 100 and 200. Can I use AS? Can you see the changes? When I'm using that AS, in place of black color, it is changing to green. So this green, everything comes under the keywords. You can see here as AS. This is going to be what? Keyword. Same thing if you're using IS. IS, it is a keyword. ISS you are using. There is no issue with ISS because it's not going to be the keyword. I'll be getting the output. But if you're using only IS is alone, then it's going to be a invalid syntax. So that is what this point they are telling for us. So we cannot use keyword as a variable name, even for the function name. When you're going with the function topic, I'll teach you this because just now we have covered what is variable, so that I gave an example for it, so you got to get a clarity. So this is about the keywords. And You can use this keyword based on the syntax. So when you're defining integer value, I can use int. If you want to define something called as and, logical R is there. So when you want to define like that kind of structure, I can use this keywords. Yeah. Now that's about the theoretical base. Now we'll go with the implementation, well, like of coding part. At least we have nearly 4 to 5 minutes a day. We'll try to discuss on 2 programs. Remaining, I'll give you as assignment tomorrow morning. I'll try to post the questions. So daily, I'll give you some task like a 2 question or a 3 question. I'll be giving you. It can be coding. It can be a MCQ. What I might be there before joining this session. Try to post. Make a deadline at 6 o'clock. Yeah. Write a program to print hello world. How to write a program to print a hello world? Just we'll see with the, can I write inside the print statement? Can I give print hello world over? Program is over. But how to write in the C programming language and how does it varies in the Python? We'll discuss with the different scenarios. First, we'll go with the C programming language. Just for the day 1 or day 2 alone, I'll go with the comparison of C and Python. Don't think all the day we'll be using this. No, just for understanding the language, I'm giving this. Now, in the C, what we'll do, as I said very clearly, header file is must. Hash include stdio.h. So hash include standard input.header file into main. Always program starts from the main function, that is into main, or you can tell as a void main. It's up to you. Now, you can use into main or void main. Now, next is nothing but I have to print hello world, right? This is going to be my program, hello world. So printf, print hello world, return 0. If you're using int main, we have to give return 0. If you're using void main, you don't want to give return 0. So those who know C, at least hope you know this ideas. And the semicolon is must all the time because syntax wise is following to continue with the next line, end of the lines. Now, what about the Python? Do you want to write this much line? How many lines we wrote? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. To print just hello world, we are writing 6 lines. Really, is that needed? No. In Python, just 1 line over. Print what you want to print. I have to print a value called as hello world. Program is over. Where we have 6 lines and where we have 1 line. Just compare it. Just how the language works. So in the C, if you're learning or if you're implementing 25 lines, same code you can implement in the Python by 14 lines, max 15 lines, not more than that. It can be less than that also. If you know some advanced topic, it can complete within 9 lines. Possibilities are there, but not more than 15 lines. So here itself, we have a advantage. This is about the question number 1. Question number 2, write up this program, you have to do it. Yeah. Just think, I'll give a time, no issue. We'll discuss in the upcoming session. Just note it out this question. Write a program to accept integer input from the user and display the same as my output. So what does that mean? Nothing but you have to get that input from the user. Tomorrow I'll teach you how to get that input from the user. Now we have seen, just normally remove this. Just remove this from the user. Accept the integer input and display the same. How to write a coding for this? This alone you try to post in the chat. Do not get anything from the user because I did not teach you how to get the input from the user. So that I'll be teaching you tomorrow. Now how to give integer value and how to print that same in the output screen. From the beginning we are discussing this only. Let me see who give the right answer. Good. Sai, that is we are giving us a equal to 10, print A. Excellent. That's it. Very simple. That's all. Don't want to think much. A equal to 10, it is an integer, and I have to print that. So print A over. 2 lines. Completed. That's it. A can use any variable. In place of A, you can use B. In place of B, you can use your name. Your name also is going to be a variable, which I said you as a real-time example. So this is how it works. Now, just note it out how to get an input from the user. This is going to be the final question we'll discuss and we'll wind up the session. Now, if you want to get something from the user, like I have to request. Suppose I have to go with I'll be giving name as Bhaskar. So I'll be requesting Bhaskar to enter or give one integer value. Suppose sir is giving like 50 or a 150 as is input. If he is giving 150, same I'll ask with one more person like a Sangram is there. I'll ask with, can you give one more integer? Will he give same 150? No, he might give 250. He might give any other value. He might give one also as an integer value. So depend upon the user, value is differing. It can be any value. So you have to get that input from the user. So how to get that input from the user? By using the input function. That's it. By using input function, we'll get that input from the user. So how to do that in the C, we'll discuss. Then we'll go with the Python. So as we know very clearly, header file is must. Then main function. Then we have to tell variable declaration and variable definition. That int A. So int is nothing but data type. A is nothing but variable I'm using. And scanf. So we'll be using a scanf to get that input from the user. So scanf, get that input from the user. I'll get that value. Suppose if it is 150, I'll get it and I have to print that A. So print of integer input is going to be A, then return 0, then close it. So how many lines we are using? Totally 8 lines to get one single integer value from the user, and to print that in the output screen, we are using nearly 8 lines. How many lines? Nearly 8 lines. So same thing, do you want to follow in the Python? No, just 2 lines. Just about a 2 line. How? Nothing but A equal to int of input, print that A. 2 lines. What is happening here? I'll explain you very clearly with clarity so that you can go with third and fourth programs. I'll give you as assignment. A equal to A is a variable, and what input I have to get from the user? Integer input. So you can see here int. So int is a data type, and what data type? Integer data type. What should I get from the user? Input. So I'll give as an input. So this both are function. Integer, it is a data type. Input is a function to get input from the user. Here we are using a scanf. It to replace scanf. In Python we have input. That's it. To print we have printf. In the C, in Python we have print. Print. What should I print? I should print a variable A. Print it. That's all. So int integer. So I will give as the int input. Integer input. Suppose, so what if it is a float? I'll write as A equal to, I'll use float. That's it. Float of my input, etc. Same if it is a string, integer, or if you want to go with a float, or if you want to go with a character, only this you have to change. Other than that, everything is going to be same. So this input is going to be to get an input from the user. So totally today we have learned how many functions? Nearly three to four functions we have learned. First function is nothing but type. Type function we have learned. Next print function we have learned. Next we have learned input. Input function we have learned complex. And nearly we have discussed about data type, what is variable, and what is keyword, how many keywords we have in the Python programming language, and what is the case sensitive we have learned, and how to use a variable, what is the rule of variable also we have discussed. Yeah, so that's about the today's session. I think so I have taken more than 5 minutes. Okay, sorry for it. It happens, really it happens. Because I said you in the beginning itself, so I cannot stop exactly by 8:15. It might take some 5 minutes extra or 4 minutes extra exactly. Okay, but not before 8:15. Yeah, so that's about the session today. If you have any doubt in the today's session, let me know. You can unmute and you can ask the doubts. If no doubts, just put a thank you in the chat and you can leave the session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Assignment question I'll be posting in the WhatsApp group by today night or tomorrow morning. I'll try to post, try to complete, and once it is done, post in the group itself. You can respond in the group. You can respond personally also. Okay, fine. So if you have any doubt, let me know. If not, we'll wind up the session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Hope you learned something about the Python today. And day by day, you will increase your level. For sure, I can give you the assurity that day by day, you will increase your knowledge. Okay, fine. I think so. No other doubts. So we'll wind up the session. We'll connect in the tomorrow session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.